Hello everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Husband Quotes, the channel for marriage advice, marriage entertainment, and everything else marriage. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So let's get into this Ready to Love episode with Kayla. Now, in this last season, it's very clear that Randall and Mike are just not into Kayla, and it seems as though she likes Mike more than Randall, but neither one of these men are reciprocating that same energy. And honey, the real question is, at this point, should Kayla self-eliminate herself because these men are playing in her face? Now, a Twitter comment says, Kayla girl, all the signs are there. What else do you need to see to understand you're no one's top pick and barely an option? Y'all, even Katie, who has already gained her love connection with Swayze, tried to warn Kayla about Mike. Now, remember at the retreat, Katie told Brandy and Kayla that when she looked at Mike, she could see Brandy as the wife and Kayla as the hot chick at the office. It was shady, honey, at the end of the day, but it was speaking big facts too. So this obviously offended Kayla because she came back with a quickness in her confessional by repeating what Katie says, and adds to that statement by saying, oh, she looks like the hot girl at work. Why? Because I'm hot? I guess Brandy being the wife means she's washed up and fat. And honey, listen, I think Kayla saying that statement in her confessional about a wife meaning you're washed up and fat is totally left field. I don't even know why she would say something like that. I don't even know why she said that in the first place. But that is an illiterate statement to make about anybody who is a wife. But moving on, honey, it truly sounds like to me, that Kayla wants an old school thing to happen where the man actually chases the woman. And Kayla is saying that Mike, Randall, aka Rah-Rah, or any of the men never put up that type of chase to give her enough security on the show. And it didn't give her enough security for her to want to pursue her love connections on the show in a genuine way. And y'all know how it used to be where a man picks up the phone, honey, and he calls you. These days all they do is text. But where a man picks up the phone and he calls you, where he makes an effort and he courts a woman to let him know that he is interested and he wants to truly hang out with you and can't get enough of just being around you. So in an IG live, Kayla is saying that this is what she wants, and that she said she was not getting enough of that from any of the men on this season of Ready to Love. And at this point, I can understand why social media was like, Kayla, it may be time to self-eliminate because these men are playing games with you in your face. And I think at the end of the day, the quote that says, if a man wants you, he will make it happen, that's a true quote. And Randall and Mike just did enough to make it seem like they were interested in Kayla, but they didn't go out their way. And from a mile away, honey, we were screaming at the TV like, Kayla girl, wake up and smell the coffee. But having that type of chase that we had, back in the day, it's random. It's hard to find these days. It's really unheard of. And I feel like dating in this day and age is hard. I don't know how people do it, but it's hard, honey. So I'm going to play this IG live with April and Kayla. Now, y'all know April was on the same season of Ready to Love Miami, but she got voted off early in the season. So y'all take a listen to this IG live with April and Kayla. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section of this video. As always, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.
I literally was just kind of like, so are these guys gonna actually make some effort to get to know us, or how does this work? Like that first, obviously we had a week off because of COVID, Looney getting COVID. So we had a break in between. And in that time in between, like, I wasn't talking to anyone. And I just thought, like, so what's supposed to be happening? Are these men supposed to be coming for us, looking for us, trying to connect with us? What were your thoughts about how the process started? With how the men were?
I'm frustrated with how the process started because Calvin left. Then Sean was voted off. Then we all were off for a week. Then we came back and the girl was voted off. You know what I'm saying? Like, this season was just very interesting in that aspect. That was a little bit frustrating. But I mean, I was talking to people during that first week, but like, I was still very cautious of everything. I just didn't know who to trust, who was really here for love. Like, who's really here for love. So I was just more surfacey, just having fun with that at the beginning because there were so many things happening. I just didn't know what to do. So I was just kind of treading lightly.
I know for me, I said this, and I was very intentional, because at the end of the day, if my guy isn't there, my connection, my person isn't there, I want to be very clear to the universe about me wanting and feeling. I'm an alpha woman, okay? I know this. I claim it. I own it. I'm good with it. But I still need a man that's a bit stronger than me to do what you just laid out for us, Dre. Like, I want the man to see me and to be very intentional and very clear, to make that effort. I know a lot of women take the lead and a lot of women are aggressive. I'm hearing so many conversations from men talking about how bold women are and how they really put it all out there in terms of like, there's just no chill.
But there's some guys that say like, the hardest thing for me is like, they want women to compete over them. They feel like, well, I'm the man, I'm the prize, and you should have to compete over me, especially if they consider themselves like high value or high earning.
And I know that's a thing now, the high value man. But I just feel like if you don't see me and you can't approach and you're not like willing to be the lead in that regard, you really aren't for me. And I'm okay with that because I'm probably dodging a lot of things down the road. Like, I'm not really trying to, I don't want to say not wear the I feel like the leadership in these relationships, like, we both have to share that. There are times where the woman obviously leads and it's on her intuition and her decision making and her ability to lead the man or the household or whatever. But at the same time, to be able to step back and allow him to take the lead, you know, when it's necessary or when he should, I think that's what's really important. And I have personally found that anytime that I was being fast and that I call myself being direct and I'm just going to walk up to a guy and introduce myself, I just don't feel like any of that ever really works for me, because if he were interested for real on his own, he would have saw me and he would have done that. And it just would have changed the whole dynamic of how we connecting, the courtship, or how he's valuing me in that. So I know for me, if he's not taking that lead, then we ain't getting down. We won't meet. We won't do nothing.
I identify with you that so much. It's really hard for me to like, I'm just used to men pursuing me. That's how I was taught it's supposed to be. The man pursues you. He's the one that ultimately asks you to marry him. He's the one that's in control of the relationship in a sense. So I just think that like, it's tough for me, as you will see, you know, my Ready Love journey. It's tough for me to like put myself out there when I don't know what you're doing. Like, I don't know what you're doing
or what you're about. I mean, I've only been single my whole life, so you know, I haven't given a lot of energy up till now. I had not put a lot of energy into dating. I put energy into my self-reliance and just taking care of myself and giving myself a great life and just being self-sufficient. That has taken pretty much all my energy. So the dating world now is kind of like, I'm a little numb to a lot of the bullshit around it, because I very easily can pivot and go bury myself into a goal and focus on that and not really be pressed about what's going on with men.
Same, April. But I said same, you know, but a part of me, well, I'm trying to figure out if there's a medium between that, because
you're right.
Part of me will be like, okay, you know what, this is getting complicated, and just shut down and be like, I don't want to do this. You know what I mean? And just start focusing on a goal, and like not like give it time. And I was having this debate with someone on my channel way back about like that time and that interim period. And I don't know, that's like tough for certain people in terms of like trying to figure out that like going from being single to being in a relationship, like that space in the middle is a very difficult space to be in my opinion. And I don't know where that comes from, but
it comes from, so let me share my position there. This part of my being, my existence, has been the most complicated for me to manage and understand. And it's much easier to apply myself and to give my time and energy towards the things that I can control better and that I'm good at, right?
Yeah.
So I know what I want for my life. I know what kind of life I want to live. I'm creative. You know, I have these gifts, and I have had such a marvelous time exploring all of that, that I ain't had to deal with this other part of me that is a thriving, living, breathing part, which is my heart and love and relationships. Like, it becomes less important to pour into that and more important to pour into my stability and in the event that I'm never with anybody, am I gonna have a good life, and can I take care of myself, and can I love on me enough? So it does get difficult now that I'm trying to make that transition. So when you're now want to create room and space for somebody, yeah, it's complicated because you spent so much of your time and your energy and all your free will on you that it is kind of like, you know what, my peace is disturbed with you here. Let me just not do it with you. I can't. Let's not.
But what's the happy medium between growing pains and working things out as you getting to know someone, and them disturbing your peace versus are they disturbing your peace, or are they just disturbing your oneness? But they have to for you to go from a oneness to a couple.
Yes.
So
however,
it's like, are you disturbing my oneness and me wanting to always be in control of everything and me wanting things to always be my way, or are you actually disturbing my peace? You know,
so,
and like
I shared a post about this recently about like, it's not, it really is the guy competing for that comfortable place that he has found in your peace. I feel like there really shouldn't be a thing where the energies are conflicting and then there's like, you know, this sort of like, I kind of gotta like prepare myself to have this guy in my space. I think when it's right and it feels right, it just feels right. And there's a groove when that person's around that you're not thrown off. It just feels right. And it's a natural thing. I'm not saying that the relationships don't require you still to kind of like have to delve into some of your uncomfort zones. But when a person feels good in your space, you really can't deny that. Like you just,
you just feel comfortable around them.
Yep.
You just do.
So I hear men always saying, I want her to be my peace. Well, you got to be some peace too, you know? So, and I think it's very unfair when men throw that statement out all the time, but they are raising straight hell, but they want us to be their peace.
Yeah, a lot of the times I feel like some men use that as a caveat for like, they just want you to be quiet while they do bullshit. Like, I just need a woman that gives me peace. But they're not. So that's why I'm leery against that, because it's a very manipulative thing that men do when they say they want peace. They do unpeaceful things, and then they want to be peaceful with their bullshit. So that's why I hate saying that when you ask a man what they value in women, and they say some bullshit like peace. Like come on, no. You know?
I hear that.
Something else you value. You value integrity, honesty, nurturing. What do you value in a woman? You talk about peace. If you're peaceful and you're the leader, then things will be peaceful around here.
Come on, Kayla. Come on.
I think that's it, Kayla.
Mic drop.
The leader is the way that you handle things, even conflict. It starts with you. How
Absolutely.
is going to affect how your wife responds, how the kids respond. It's about how you set the tone for how we do things around here.
Right.
So not peaceful is probably because you're not peaceful. Fortunately, communication is suffering. Interpersonal relationship skills are suffering. Technology has been great, but in terms of our humanity, empathy, and ability to communicate, it's going in the opposite direction. And so that's affecting dating as well. People are saying things, you say something, and they hear something completely different than what you said. Like, communication skills are really bad right now. And people have a problem being vulnerable and open up, i.e. me, you know. But that's because, again, communication is an issue right now. Like, we have to figure out how to communicate in a healthy way.